When you truly align with your authentic self, something magical happens. The energy you radiate shifts, and with it, the world around you begins to respond differently. This isn't some abstract theory or wishful thinking. It's backed by science, quantum principles, and the power of conscious choice. I want to take you on a journey of self-discovery and transformation. We're going to explore how you can harness the energy within you to become someone so magnetic, so present, that men will find themselves drawn to you without effort. But before we dive into that, let's break down what truly happens when you shift your internal state and why this is the key to unlocking a deeper connection with others. True magnetic presence is not about projecting an image or embodying a personality you think will gain you approval. It's not about seeking the perfect posture or learning how to smile just right. In fact, it's not about being anything other than yourself, but the most deeply connected version of yourself. It's about reaching a state of profound presence, so fully immersed in the current moment that your energy becomes the dominant force in the room. This presence doesn't require external validation, approval, or any dependence on others. It's born from within, flowing outward in an unstoppable current. At its core, magnetic presence is about being so deeply rooted in who you are that all external distractions fade into the background. It's the ability to sit comfortably in your own skin and feel at home in the present moment. Imagine walking into a room and effortlessly capturing the attention of those around you. Not because you're trying to impress, but simply because you are there. You're present. The energy you exude is calm, confident, and radiant. This quality of presence draws people in because, whether they are consciously aware of it or not, they are experiencing someone who is at ease with themselves. They can sense that there is no need for validation from anyone else. Being present means you're not carried away by the fluctuations of the past or the anxieties of the future. You're not distracted by your mental chatter or external events. You are rooted in the now, connected to yourself in a way that transcends the superficial. It's this sense of rootedness and authenticity that makes your presence so magnetic. It speaks to the core of other people, offering them the same opportunity to be free and grounded in the moment. This level of presence doesn't just feel good, it is scientifically backed. When you cultivate presence, you change the energy you're projecting. This is no abstract idea. It's something that can be explained through neuroscience. You become the master of your own energy. This process of being deeply present redirects your focus and energy in a profound way. Rather than scattering it across distractions, be it thoughts of the past, worries about the future, or even judgments about your self-worth, you channel it into something that has an authentic pull, the present moment. And the present moment is where true connection, magnetism, and power reside. The science behind presence tells us that when we focus our attention on the present, we're engaging in a specific neurological state that maximizes our potential. By stopping the endless loops of thoughts and reprogramming our minds to be fully engaged in the here and now, we begin to operate with precision, authenticity, and depth. This focused attention becomes a rare and precious energy, one that is incredibly magnetic because so many people are stuck in the past or the future, unable to experience true presence. The constant noise of external stimuli and internal worry saps their energy, leaving them unable to connect at the deepest level. Contrast that with someone who is present, fully engaged in the conversation, the task, or simply with their own experience. Their energy becomes a magnet because it doesn't waver, it doesn't flicker between concerns. People naturally gravitate toward those who exhibit this energy because they are subconsciously seeking the peace, connection, and authenticity that these individuals embody. When you are present, you're no longer seeking validation. Your worth comes from within, and this inner validation is the foundation of your power. Others are drawn to that power because it is rare, and it's authentic. It doesn't need to be earned, it simply is. So, how do you cultivate this kind of presence? First, it requires you to take ownership of your own energy. Every moment you spend in the past or future is a moment you aren't truly present. When you consciously redirect your attention, when you become aware of your tendency to lose yourself in thought, you are already on your way to developing this magnetic energy. The key is simple. Stop chasing external validation and begin to deeply trust yourself. The more you nurture your presence, the more natural it becomes. Soon, you won't have to try, your presence will speak for you. It's important to realize that true magnetic presence is not about being perfect. It doesn't mean that you have to suppress your feelings or hide your vulnerabilities. On the contrary, when you are fully present, you are embracing every part of yourself, the light and the shadow. You're allowing all aspects of you to exist without judgment or resistance. This is where true power lies. It's the freedom to be you, without trying to fit into someone else's mold. It's the gift of showing up as you are, whole, present, and authentic. And when you do this, others will take note. They'll see you not as someone seeking approval or attention, but as someone who is simply being. And that authenticity is incredibly magnetic. Understanding how magnetic presence works isn't just a matter of personal philosophy or mindfulness techniques. It's deeply rooted in neuroscience. The way our brains operate has a profound effect on how we experience and project ourselves into the world. Our thoughts, our beliefs, and the patterns of behavior we engage in are the result of neural connections that have been formed over time. These patterns become so ingrained in us that they shape our reality, our actions, our relationships, and our self-perception. Every thought you have is a neural firing in your brain, a spark of electrical activity that forms a pattern. These neural pathways represent how we think, how we feel, and how we act. The more we repeat certain thoughts or behaviors, the stronger these neural connections become, and the more automatic they are. In other words, our brains are like muscle memory for our thoughts and habits. This is why it can feel so challenging to break free from old patterns or self-limiting beliefs. Our brains have literally wired themselves to keep us in familiar cycles, even if those cycles don't serve us. However, this also means that we have the power to rewire our brains and create new patterns. And this is where the magic happens. Through practices like meditation and mindfulness, we can intentionally change the way our brains function. When we focus on positive thoughts, on self-love, and on deepening our presence in the moment, we are literally rewiring our brain to reflect those thoughts and behaviors. This is the science of neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to reorganize itself by forming new neural connections in response to learning or experience. The more you practice being present, the more you create new pathways in your brain that support this level of awareness and energy. As you focus on cultivating the magnetic presence we've discussed, your brain begins to form stronger connections associated with confidence, self-trust, and authenticity. Neuroscience also tells us that our brains can't tell the difference between what we imagine and what actually happens in the physical world. This is why visualization is such a powerful tool for transformation. When you close your eyes and imagine yourself as confident, magnetic, and powerful, your brain begins to wire itself as if those things are already true. In other words, you are rewiring your brain to align with your ideal self, one thought at a time. Imagine, for a moment, sitting quietly and visualizing yourself walking into a room with complete confidence. Picture yourself being fully present, radiating energy and peace. Your posture is strong, your mind is clear, and your connection with others is effortless. Your brain doesn't know that this is just an imagined scenario. It begins firing the neural pathways associated with these qualities. In essence, you're installing new software into your brain. Software that runs automatically once the new neural connections have been solidified. Over time, this means that you start acting in ways that reflect your new mindset. Your brain doesn't just think positive thoughts, it begins to act on them. Furthermore, as you continue to practice these new ways of thinking and being, you strengthen these pathways until they become second nature. Just as the brain learns to drive a car or tie your shoes without conscious thought, it can also learn to embody confidence, presence, and authenticity on autopilot. You may notice that over time, you naturally start showing up as the version of yourself that you've been envisioning. What once required effort or intention will eventually become your default setting, and you will embody magnetic presence as effortlessly as you breathe. The power of this neurological shift extends beyond just your thoughts. When you change your brain, you also change your body. Our physical responses to the world are deeply intertwined with our mental states. For example, when you think positively and practice mindfulness, your body releases chemicals like dopamine and serotonin, which not only make you feel good but also create a physical environment conducive to growth and health. These chemicals can also enhance your brain's ability to create new neural connections, further accelerating your transformation. Additionally, the more you engage in positive thoughts and actions, the more you raise your energetic frequency. The concept of energy is deeply embedded in both science and ancient wisdom traditions. Every thought, emotion, and action carries a specific frequency. Negative thoughts and emotions carry a lower frequency, while positive ones elevate your energy. As you shift your mindset, you increase your energy and magnetic presence, which in turn attracts more positive experiences and relationships into your life. In the end, this process of rewiring your brain and increasing your energy creates a feedback loop. The more present and authentic you are, the more magnetic your presence becomes. The more magnetic your presence becomes, the more you attract opportunities, people, and experiences that align with your new energy. And as you continue to cultivate this energy, it becomes a natural part of who you are, empowering you to live in a way that feels authentic, empowered, and unstoppable. This is the transformative power of magnetic presence. Attraction is a magnetic force that draws others to you, and just as much as it's a biological process, it's also a mental one. The key to transforming your energy and becoming an irresistible presence lies in the ability to reprogram your mind. Your thoughts are not simply fleeting ideas. They shape your reality. Every thought you have is a spark of electrical activity in your brain, forming neural pathways that create habits, beliefs, and behaviors. When you begin to consciously examine and transform these thought patterns, you begin the process of reprogramming your mind for attraction. The truth is, your mind is like a computer running old software that determines how you perceive yourself and the world around you. These thought patterns, formed over years of experience, often operate on autopilot, guiding your actions and reactions without your awareness. Many of these old programs no longer serve you. They may be rooted in past experiences, societal conditioning, or fears and doubts about your own worth. But the beauty of the human mind is that it is malleable. Through mindfulness and focused attention, you can rewrite these old programs and replace them with empowering beliefs that align with the reality you wish to create. The first step toward reprogramming your mind is awareness. You can't change something if you don't know it's there. So, how do you begin? Start by observing your thoughts. This simple practice can be life-changing. Take a deep breath, close your eyes, and pay attention to the thoughts that arise. These might be fleeting ideas, worries about the future, or judgments about yourself. You might notice patterns of self-doubt or thoughts rooted in scarcity or fear. These are the old thought patterns, the programs you've been running for years. And in this moment, you have the power to shift them. Rather than reacting to these thoughts, take a step back and simply observe them. This requires you to pause and detach from the automatic responses that your mind has been conditioned to follow. By practicing mindfulness, you create space between yourself and your thoughts. You stop identifying with them, and instead, you observe them as separate from who you truly are. This moment of awareness is the key to reclaiming your power. It's where you begin to break free from the unconscious patterns that have been driving your life. As you observe your thoughts, you can begin to choose new ones, thoughts that empower you and align with your highest potential. For example, if you notice a thought like, "I'm not good enough," gently replace it with, "I am worthy of love and respect." If you catch yourself thinking in terms of scarcity, replace it with, "There is always enough for me." If fear arises, counter it with, "I am courageous and capable of handling whatever comes my way." By consistently shifting these negative thoughts and replacing them with positive, empowering beliefs, you are slowly rewiring your brain to focus on abundance, confidence, and self-assurance. This process may feel difficult at first, but over time, it becomes easier. Neural pathways are like well-worn trails in the brain, and the more you walk them, the deeper they become. But by consciously choosing new thoughts, you are creating new pathways that eventually become just as automatic as the old ones. With practice, your default mental state will shift. You will start to naturally think thoughts that align with your desired reality, and those thoughts will begin to shape your actions, behaviors, and interactions with others. As your inner world transforms, the external world around you will begin to shift as well. This is where the magic of attraction happens. When your energy is aligned with abundance, confidence, and self-worth, it radiates outward. People can feel the shift in your energy, even if they can't articulate why. Men, in particular, are drawn to women who are grounded in their own power, self-assurance, and authenticity. When you are no longer seeking validation from others, but instead, you are radiating an inner sense of worth, your presence becomes magnetic. Men will start to notice a difference, not because you've changed anything outwardly, but because your energy has shifted. You no longer come from a place of need or lack, but from a place of wholeness and abundance. This shift in energy is deeply attractive because it signals emotional maturity and self-sufficiency. People are naturally drawn to those who are whole and complete in themselves, rather than those who seek to fill a void with external validation. The more you reprogram your mind for attraction, the more you begin to embody this magnetic energy, effortlessly drawing people toward you. But reprogramming your mind isn't just about focusing on positive affirmations or replacing negative thoughts. It's about creating an entirely new belief system that reflects the person you are becoming. This requires a deep level of introspection and self-awareness. What do you believe about yourself? About your worth? About your ability to attract love, success, and happiness? If your current beliefs no longer serve you, it's time to create new ones. Begin by writing down your beliefs about love, relationships, and self-worth. Be honest with yourself about where these beliefs come from and whether they align with the person you want to become. Are they based on past experiences? On societal expectations? Or are they rooted in the truth of who you truly are? Once you've identified any limiting beliefs, begin the process of rewriting them. For example, if you believe that you are not worthy of love or that love is something that needs to be earned, replace that belief with, "I am worthy of love simply because I exist." If you believe that success is hard to attain, rewrite it as, "I am worthy of success, and it flows to me easily." As you continue this process of reprogramming your mind, you'll notice that your thoughts begin to shift naturally. Instead of constantly battling negative self-talk, you'll find that positive, empowering thoughts start to emerge more frequently. These new thoughts will shape your emotions and behaviors, creating a ripple effect that transforms your life. The more aligned your inner world is with your true desires, the more the external world will reflect that alignment. But reprogramming your mind isn't a one-time process. It's an ongoing practice that requires consistency and patience. Just as it took time for your old thought patterns to form, it will take time for new patterns to become ingrained. But with each positive thought, each empowering belief, you are creating a new reality for yourself. And over time, this new reality will become your default experience. You'll no longer have to work at being confident, magnetic, or self-assured. You'll simply be. Remember, the power to reprogram your mind for attraction lies in your ability to consciously choose your thoughts. Your thoughts are not fixed. They are fluid, and they can be shaped to align with the reality you wish to create. By becoming aware of your unconscious patterns and consciously replacing them with positive, empowering beliefs, you can transform your inner world and become a magnetic force that effortlessly attracts everything you desire. Non-reactivity is one of the most powerful tools you can develop in your journey toward personal transformation. It's about learning to respond to life with calmness and composure, regardless of the external circumstances. When you react impulsively to events or people, you are essentially giving away your power. Your emotions and energy become dictated by the outside world, and you lose your sense of control. But when you practice non-reactivity, you regain control over your emotional state and your energy. Non-reactivity doesn't mean suppressing your emotions or pretending that everything is fine when it's not. It means creating a space between the stimulus, the event or person that triggers you, and your response, your emotional reaction. This space allows you to choose how to respond, or whether to respond at all. You're not at the mercy of your emotions or external circumstances. Instead, you are the creator of your own response. This is especially powerful in relationships. In the heat of a disagreement, it's easy to fall into patterns of reacting impulsively. You might lash out, become defensive, or shut down. But when you practice non-reactivity, you create a sense of emotional maturity and emotional independence. You stop giving your power away to the other person's behavior or words. Instead, you take responsibility for your own emotional state. This is deeply attractive, especially in romantic relationships. Men are drawn to women who are emotionally self-sufficient, those who are not swayed by every comment or action. When you remain calm and centered, even in the face of stress or conflict, you communicate that you are emotionally mature, grounded, and secure in yourself. This sends a powerful message that you are capable of handling life's challenges with grace and poise. Non-reactivity doesn't mean that you never express your feelings or set boundaries. It means that you do so from a place of inner strength and self-awareness. When you react impulsively, you're often coming from a place of insecurity or fear. But when you practice non-reactivity, you create a space where you can respond thoughtfully, with intention and clarity. You choose your response based on what serves you and your values, not on knee-jerk emotions or external pressures. Mastering non-reactivity requires consistent practice. The more you train yourself to pause before responding, the more natural it becomes. Eventually, you'll find that your default response is one of calm, clarity, and centeredness. This emotional maturity is not only attractive, it's empowering. It allows you to stay grounded, no matter what life throws your way. And as you continue to embody this calm, steady presence, you will find that the world around you begins to respond in kind. The present moment is where your true power lies. When you are fully present, you are fully alive, fully engaged with the world around you. You stop living in the past, rehashing old memories or regrets, and you stop projecting into the future, filled with worries or anticipation. Instead, you become immersed in the now, fully aware, fully connected, and fully alive. Being present isn't a passive experience, it's an active practice. It's about training yourself to be here, now, in every moment. And the more you practice being present, the more you reclaim your energy and power. When you are present, you are no longer at the mercy of your thoughts or external circumstances. You are in control of your energy and you can direct it toward what matters most: yourself, your relationships, and your personal growth. In practical terms, mastering the present moment means removing distractions and focusing your attention on the here and now. For example, when you're having a conversation with someone, put away your phone and give them your full attention. Be present with them, listen deeply, observe their body language, and engage in the moment. Don't let your mind wander to the past or future. When you do this, you create an experience of connection, not only with the other person but also with yourself. The more you train yourself to be present, the more energy you have to invest in what truly matters. Instead of wasting energy on distractions or worries, you direct all of it toward your goals, relationships, and self-growth. This is where your true power lies. The more present you are, the more magnetic your energy becomes. And when someone is fully present with you, you feel seen, heard, and understood. You feel important. And that is exactly what you give to others when you master the art of presence. Mastering the present moment also means becoming the creator of your own experience. When you are no longer reacting to the world around you, you are free to create the life you desire. You stop living in reaction to external events, and instead, you become the author of your story. This shift is incredibly empowering, and it radiates a magnetic energy that draws people toward you. When you are truly present, you are fully yourself. There is no facade, no pretense, no anxiety about what others think of you. You simply are. And this authenticity is one of the most magnetic qualities you can possess. The more you practice presence, the more you cultivate a deep sense of inner peace and confidence. This energy becomes a beacon, attracting people and experiences that align with your highest self. At the core of every human being lies the heart, not only as a biological organ but also as a profound center of emotional and energetic power. The heart serves as the seat of your emotional being and is intrinsically linked to your magnetic energy. When you connect deeply with the heart, you unlock a flow of energy that is charged with love, kindness, compassion, and vitality. The act of centering your attention on your heart opens up a powerful channel through which you radiate these energies, becoming more attuned to your true essence and attracting like energies back into your life. In a world where intellectual intelligence often takes precedence, the heart's wisdom is often overlooked. However, as research continues to illuminate, the heart is far more than a simple pump. It is a powerful organ that plays a vital role in our emotional health and interpersonal connections. In fact, the heart is recognized as a center of intelligence in its own right, guiding you not just through emotions, but also offering profound insight into how you interact with the world. By cultivating a heart-centered approach to life, you open the doors to deeper, more meaningful relationships, enhanced personal energy, and an abundance of love and connection. The electromagnetic field emitted by the heart is one of the most astonishing aspects of its power. Studies in neuroscience and biofield research have shown that the heart generates a magnetic field that can be measured several feet away from the body. This field is unique in that it is not just about physical energy, but it carries emotional frequencies as well, frequencies that can influence those around you. The magnetic field of the heart is said to be thousands of times more powerful than the brain's electromagnetic field, meaning that the energy emanating from your heart is not only more expansive but also more influential in shaping the interactions you have with others. It's this invisible, yet potent energy that others feel when they're around you. When your heart is open and aligned with positive emotions such as love, kindness, and gratitude, your entire energetic field changes. People are instinctively drawn to you when you radiate heart-centered energy. Your presence becomes magnetic because you embody the frequency of love. But how do you activate this potent energy? The answer lies in cultivating a heart-centered awareness. Focusing your attention on your heart, feeling gratitude and love from within, and consciously directing this energy can significantly enhance your ability to connect with others and invite deeper connections into your life. Before we dive deeper into the practical applications of a heart-centered approach, it's important to understand the science behind this magnetic field and how it influences not only your emotions but also your interactions with others. Research has shown that the heart produces an electromagnetic field that radiates well beyond the confines of your body. In fact, studies conducted by the HeartMath Institute have demonstrated that the heart's electromagnetic field can extend up to 10 feet from the body, depending on the individual's emotional state.